Hey guys, the Myers fan back here with another video, and I'm gonna get straight to the point. Paramount, or more specifically, Paramount Primal, announced that they would be doing another Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and that it would be based on the 1984 script, and I really don't know what that means. In my opinion, if this is going to be a remake, and I'm letting you know now, I really don't want one. But if we're going to do this, I say let's do it right. And the only other person that I could think of who could play Freddy Krueger other than Robert Englund is an actor named Roberto Lombardi. And he is known for portraying Freddy Krueger in the fan film called Krueger Tales from Elm Street. I think that's the name of it. He's the only other person that I think who could possibly step into this role. I don't think anybody else can do it. I think there was one more other fan film where a guy played Freddy and it was a Nightmare on Elm Street prequel, but I don't remember his name, so I'm going to stick with Roberto. He's the only other guy that I think could do this. If you're not going to do it with Robert, I say leave it alone. But if you insist on doing it, use Roberto. Period. The way he played Freddy was just great, and I think if Robert doesn't already know who he is, I think Robert Englund would be proud of him. And it's very weird that they share the same first name because Roberto is just a version of Robert. So I think that's very interesting. And I think that Robert Englund would be very proud of Roberto Lombardi. I think he did it justice. And I think he's the only other person who could play that role. Basically, what I think they should do with it is half of it would be Freddy in human form, and the other half would be him as the Dream Demon. Maybe you could show Freddy with a family or something like that. You could have it where you see young Catherine Krueger. You can see what led up to her being taken away by child services or whoever it was that took her away. I think you should do it like that. And maybe you can show his trial. You can show his death. And maybe you can have the movie end with him committing his first nightmare kill. That's the way I would do this. That's the best way to do this if they insist on doing it without Robert. And those are really my only thoughts for now. I don't have a lot to say. If you're not going to use Roberto Lombardi, leave it alone. Plain and simple. I'm a straight shooter on this channel. I don't even want the fucking remake or whatever the fuck it's going to be unless it's with Robert Englund or Roberto Lombardi. So unless you're going to use one of those two Roberts, I don't even want to see it. And I'm going to be straight with you. Because to me, Freddy Krueger, that is a role that takes a very good actor. I mean, when you look at Jason and Michael Myers, anybody can do that because they're just a guy behind the mask. And I shouldn't even say anybody, because that does take a good actor as well. But you know what I mean when I say anybody. In other words, I'm saying that all they have to do is put a guy behind a mask. Does he have to be a good actor? Sure. But he has the mask to protect him, to make him look good. When you're not wearing a mask, you don't have that protection. So your face has to do all the talking for you, the facial expressions, certain vocal tones and whatever, like octaves or whatever the case. You need a certain cadence. You need all of these things. But when you don't say anything like Michael Myers or Jason, you don't really need that. And so I think that's the only way that this movie can work. One of those guys, if you're not going to get one of them, leave it alone. And since Robert Englund allegedly said that he's up to doing voice work as Freddy Krueger, what they could do is they could just do a Nightmare on Elm Street video game. Ilphonic already did Halloween, Friday the 13th, Killer Clowns, and I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Why don't they just let them do Nightmare on Elm Street and they could have it where you're in the dream world and you have to wait for one of your victims to fall asleep before you can kill them. And that can be part of story mode. Like Halloween has a story mode, Nightmare on Elm Street can have a story mode. And you have to kill them before they wake up. If they wake up, you lose. That's what I would do. It's better than making another movie and fucking it up. Like they did in 2010, because that's what I see happening. Get one of those two guys or leave it alone. And it is as simple as that. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I approve this message. I want to thank you guys for watching and follow me on all social media platforms at the Myers Fan 25. Have a good evening or a good afternoon or whatever time it is where you are. And whatever you do, don't fall asleep. But you probably will on this new movie because it'll probably be boring as all hell. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Please be sure to follow me on all forms of social media at the Myers Fan 25 and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Thank you for watching.